Hello, how are you doing today? My name is Carol Itoje. I'm a real estate consultant in Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm here again with another episode on real estate investing in Nigeria. And of course, my videos I create them to inform you, educate you on real estate matters so that when you're making your next real estate investment, you make a wise one. Some of you have been burnt in the past, which is why I do these videos, so that when you're calling an agent or a realtor or a consultant trying to inquire about property, you know the right questions to ask, and you know the properties to stay away from and those to be interested in. So that's why I bring you these videos. Today's topic, I'm going to be discussing on a topic not like a continuation of what I talked about in my last video. In my last video, I kept it real, like our abroad people will say, I kept it 100 with all of you on real estate investing. And today, it's not exactly a continuation of that, but it's still, related in the sense that we're going to be talking about, bringing relatives into your real estate investment and how that can affect you negatively. First of all, before I get started, I'm going to first of all say that I commend you all. A lot of you based abroad, or some of you who, although you are in Nigeria, you don't live in Lagos and you want to buy property in Lagos, it's not convenient for you to probably leave Abuja or Port Harcourt to come to Lagos. Some do make the trip, and we even have those abroad who insist on coming down themselves. But realistically, it's not possible for a lot of you to come down to Nigeria to buy a property. So sometimes you involve relatives. A lot of my clients trust me to, once they've seen the video, once they've asked the right questions, and also because of these videos that I do and the way I'm out there, they know they can trust me. And then they buy property, and when they come to Nigeria, we keep that relationship going, right? Because I don't expect you to buy one property and just be done, not that. We build relationship and we keep it going, and because of that, a lot of my clients have had reasons to recommend other people to me, which is the whole point, right? But there are those who will insist on coming to see the property, and to be honest, I commend all of you that trust me or trust other consultants, and then you don't come down to check the properties yourself until you've already bought it, and then you visit, you check it. I commend all of you. It's a difficult thing to do, to cover such money. So I understand people who want to bring in relatives, who want to bring in someone they know, to be involved in the transaction. Some want to bring in a lawyer. Even when sometimes you ask them, what is really the job of this lawyer? I did another video where I talked about, do you really need a lawyer when you're making your real estate transaction? The link is up there. Click on the link later and watch that video. But some bring in a lawyer, right? And then I'm like, what is a lawyer supposed to do? Is he supposed to do the search? If you actually need someone, is a surveyor. A surveyor should go to Alausa, land registry at Alausa in Ikeja, and then do your search for you, basically trying to find out if the land, first of all, it's safe from the government. Then if it's safe, then you can move on to ask other questions. So when you say you're bringing a lawyer, I'm like, the lawyer is useless to you if he doesn't know about land matters. Honestly, we have a lot of law. It's not taught in schools, so they don't learn it. Hello. So what happened in my last video happened again. For those of you probably this is your first time of watching, and by the way, if this is your first time of watching, do subscribe. But quickly, let me explain the change of environment. For those of you who didn't see my last video, what happened is that when there is no electricity, everybody puts on their generator. So while in my office, the generator close by came on, and then I came to the sitting room because I do my videos in my home office, but there's also another generator here. How Nigeria is. For those of you who are abroad, or those of you who are in Nigeria that have regular lights, because I do know some people have regular lights, you don't know what you're enjoying. It's a struggle to do videos when you have generators all around you, and it doesn't matter where you are. You could be in your office or anywhere. You have generators all around you. So You know, I probably should get something that silence noise somehow, the generator noise. You know how it can be so loud. You know, so that's why I've changed. You know, the change of location. So I'm here in the comfort of my sitting room. After all, the last time a lot of you said that I was more relaxed while I was in the sitting room recording the video. So here we are. So what was I saying? I was saying that some people want to bring in a lawyer, and then it's understandable to do that. But if the lawyer, real estate is not taught in school, to be honest. There are lawyers who now choose to come into real estate so that they can help people. Their focus is in real estate, and then they learn about it, and then they can help people, right? Example of that is Omonile lawyer, which is I think is doing an amazing job. So not a lot of lawyers learn about these things, and some people want to bring them in. Then there are those who want to bring in relatives, right? While I understand the reason, for doing this, bringing relatives into your real estate, investment can have an effect on you. And I'm not doing this video to tell you not to bring in relatives. You understand? First of all, I'll tell you, bringing in relatives can backfire, even regardless of what I was intending to say, but which I'll still get to. Bringing in relatives can work for you or work against you. So I just want to open your eyes to the ways it can work against you, so that you know what to do when you are bringing a relative. It is not to say don't bring in a relative. I want to tell you, what to watch out for when you're bringing in relatives. So bringing in relatives can work against you, but it's something that a lot of you cannot help, because you feel like I know my relatives, they can't lie to me. The relative have no reason, to lie. But I don't know you from Adam, and I'm not there in person, so why will I trust you? So we get all of that, but bringing in the relatives can work for you. And I'm just going to share a few experiences that I've had in, my line of business that have affected some clients, and then share with you, and then use that to drive on the point. Now, know that because you are relatives, or because this person is your good friend, doesn't mean that you have the same mindset. That's the beginning. You don't have the same mindset. You don't have the same mindset about, bike, Okada. You don't have the same mindset. If I pay attention too much to all these things, I wouldn't bring you this video. So please just adjust to the little noise you're hearing, because so there's my streets, Okadas, bikes going up and down, and the door is open because of I want the natural lighting. So please just bear with the little noise you hear maybe every now and then. So I was saying that let's start with it. Start with mindset, right? The mindset you have is not the same mindset another person have. And we know that mindset plays a key role when it comes to who is rich, who is poor, where you get to in life, what you become in life, all those things. Your mindset is a big part of it. So if you're bringing in somebody, a relative, that doesn't even realize you are buying it because of investment purpose, and you are sending a relative that doesn't even understand why in the first place you should be going to as far as Ibeju-Lekki to buy land. You, the investors, the investor, probably you are buying it because you know of the some of the things that are already there, the Dangote refinery, deep sea ports. So you know that that's going to be a commercial city in no time. So you are investing now, because now is the time that you can afford to invest. Now this person coming in, this person doesn't understand this mindset. So all this person is thinking about, we're going on the road, the person is already concluding, oh, this place is too far. This place is too far. I don't get it. And you are trying to explain, this is why he's doing this and doing that. Some of them still will not get it. Now we have some relatives who get it. Because the first time I went to Ibeju, that's the refinery part of Ibeju, understand that I was coming from the mainland first. Any mainland person coming to Ibeju-Lekki, the refinery part of Ibeju-Lekki, will feel frustrated, will feel like it is far, it is, we are on the island, Ibeju-Lekki is closer to us, so it's not that far. But someone coming from the mainland who already spent like 2 hours to get to the island, trust me, the person is not going to be smiling by the time we get to Ibeju-Lekki. So that already cancels out any good feeling they want to feel about the land. So when probably they get back to you, they're telling you, oh, it's too far, oh, that place, no, you should not invest, that place is still coming up, blah 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 blah, all those, that kind of thing. But you are investing. Some of you get the idea of where it is because there's Google Map that can show you wherever. You just need to put the address there, the name of the place, and it will show you. It show you the distance, right? Technology has helped a whole lot of things. That things have become easier, right? But this person doesn't get it. The person doesn't understand because probably the person has never done real estate before. The person can probably, or they have other investment opportunities that interest them, not real estate. So if you're bringing in someone like that, the person doesn't understand. So they're already coming in with that wrong mindset. That's one. Now, number two is that, like I said in my last video, when you're buying except you want to buy a finished estate, when you're buying you're buying a land or you're buying a house, you're investing into an upcoming estate. So there are a lot of things we say upcoming for a reason. Probably there are bushes, the place close to the land is a bush, the next one is a bush, or the road, some place is tarred, the other part is not tarred, so your relative probably saw the water or something. That creates a negative. The person is not looking at anything else again. The next thing is, oh, the place is not finished, the road is not far, the place is not, the road is not good, and all that. So that negative vibe and all, a lot of them don't think beyond that. That's just the thing. And then if you don't think beyond that, these properties can then, in the future, in the near future, like we have people who regret not investing in Lekki Phase 1, right? And I've even had clients who regretted not investing in MLST Phase 1. There are clients that have called me up and told me that, oh, when you were doing the main estates then, Phase 1, when you were building it, I was around. And Madam even approached me, was trying to get me to invest, So if you cannot see the future, like if you're investing in real estate and all you see is the now, you will always get it wrong. You will always not invest where you should invest. Now, when you bring in this relative, they don't see it. If you are around, being maybe the type of person you are, your mindsets, how you reason, you can see that. But you are not around and you're relying on those people, to help you make that decision, and they could get it wrong. I'll give you two examples today. First, when I came into this business, the very first client I got called me up and wanted to buy several properties. He lives in Singapore, he was looking to invest in a number of properties. He has seen a few estates and he wanted to invest. Now, he spoke with me and we discussed the properties. He talked about Westwood, he talked about some smaller estates with decision in process in Ibeju-Lekki. He talked about a number of properties. Now, I was like, oh, great, And then Ena said, after we've talked, he's asked all his questions, I've answered. And I said, okay, no problem. He's going to get me in touch with his uncle to go inspect, the land. Now, when he called his uncle and told the uncle that, oh, see, call so and so number and go inspect this land. And then I also called the uncle, followed up with the uncle, and the uncle was asking me, yeah, before we talk about inspection, we have to talk about, does the land have CFO? I'm like, you don't need to ask me all those questions. I've discussed with my clients and he knows, the title that the land. He was asking me if the land had CFO, and the land this man was going to buy was decision in process, and we already talked about, and he knew it was decision in process. So like getting into all that with him was so unnecessary. It was not the one buying. So I said, don't worry, you don't have to worry about that. We've talked about it. He just needs you to go see the land. I was like, no. I'm also in real estate, I do real estate as well. And if he doesn't have CFO, I'm not going. And I told the client, I said, see, this is what your uncle said, and I think he said, don't worry, I'll talk to him. I said, we're just going to end up going back and forth. Why don't I go look at this land for you? I can put you, on a live video and you see these lands yourself. And he was like, you can do that? Like, fine. That was like my first ever client. And I was like, oh, with all pledge, of course. And then that was what happened. And he bought, of course, he spoke with his lawyer. His lawyer rightfully told him that excision in process land, they might not be excised, which is true. And that he wouldn't recommend that he goes ahead with it. But then he came to meet me and said, this is what his lawyer said, but instead of not buying at all, he's just going to reduce his risk, which is smart. And if for those of you who watch my video, if you don't watch again, I mean, if this is your first time, subscribe, click on the subscribe button, and then click on the notification bell beside it and click on all there, and that's all you need. And anytime I post a video, you're going to see it. So make sure you subscribe. If you're enjoying this video, if you love what you've heard so far, if you anything you connect with, just subscribe and you'll get more of it. All right, so where was I? So he went against his lawyer's advice, and then he bought 6 plots, 3 from each estate, different estate there. I think he wanted to buy maybe an acre from each, but then when the man said this and that, which is a good advice, and he bought some. Smart. Now, he was also going to buy from Westwood, but a relative that claimed to live around Sango Tedo told him that, Westwood, all those sides is water, don't go there. So he told me about it, and I didn't argue. Maybe I should, but I didn't argue, because then I wasn't living on the island. Right now I live in Sango Tedo, so there's nothing anybody can tell me about Sango Tedo that I cannot defend. But then I was living in Surulere, the mainland, so I couldn't really, I had not been to the site myself, the island, because when you're living on the mainland, then you get very reluctant to come to the island, so I couldn't really speak for or against what the relative has said. And of course, what the relative say usually trumps everything you say, which shouldn't even be the case, because we are the professionals. We are in the best position to advise you. Your relative know nothing about investing apart from what he's saying, but I knew that if I tried to say anything by then, it would look like you're trying to sell, right? It will not look like, oh, you're trying to convince him for his own sake or for his own interest. So it looks bad. So I just like, okay. So he said, I'm not going to buy the Westwood, I'm just going to buy this. Guess what? When Westwood phase 2 launched, I think then it was even Westwood phase 1 he wanted to buy from, which rightfully there was water. The whole of Sango Tedo, a lot of places in Sango Tedo have water, right? They are waterlogged, but then I didn't even know that for sure. But now I can tell you some places are waterlogged, and he wanted to buy from Westwood phase 1, which was selling for, I think, 5 million naira then a plot. But then he decided against it after his relative told him, oh, this, that, there's water. He decided against it. And what now happened? Westwood phase 1 was cancelled. I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe the water, I don't know, but it was cancelled. Remember, it was selling for 5 million. Now Westwood phase 2 was now launched, and when Westwood phase 2 was launched, which became really a big deal, everybody, the hype was just high, so when that phase 2 launched at 8.4 million naira a plot. Now those who bought into phase 1 were now moved into phase 2 because it's within the same vicinity, so they now moved them into phase 2. I don't even think, because there was a client that called me one time when we were talking about how he was asking me if I have something like Westwood that can appreciate as fast as Westwood, and I was like, what happened in Westwood probably would never happen again. We'll probably never see it again, because the way that thing appreciated, so we're discussing the returns and all that, and he was like, no, I got it even cheaper. I was in phase 1, they moved me to phase 2. So I don't even think those people in phase 1 that bought into phase 1 had to pay more money, so that's more return for him. But Westwood went ahead, the phase 2 went ahead to sell for 20 million naira before it closed for sale. 20. Immediately it started selling for sale. I mean, for 20 million naira, it was closed for sale. Now, this is within 2 years. And the estate is not even, you know, done, like developed. It's not done. Or we just have a few houses there, and it's still a very, very upcoming estate. But the minimum you can get land there now, you know, from a third party, like someone reselling, is 15 million naira. Because really, we stopped at 15 and then went to 20 before it was closed. So a lot of people sell at 15. So we're talking about 8.4 to 15 million naira a plot, you know, within 2 years. Within 2 years. I don't think it was even up to 2 years when it started selling for 15 million naira. You know, that's almost like 100% return in 2 years. Like, what investment would you do? And probably you would have bought 2 plots, more money. You know, what kind of investment will you do that will give you that much return quickly, that is legal? Now, it wasn't the only one that suffered, you know, from that. Another client wanted to buy into Westwood Phase 2, you know. Then I think by now Westwood Phase 1 was closed. So Westwood Phase 2 was selling, and we're selling it. Like I said, it started selling for 8.4. So this man that lives in London told me that his sister lives on the island. So he was going to put me in touch with his sister. So I take the sister to site, and that's what happened. We went to site, you know, and then the sister got back to him. I don't know what she said, and I didn't, because the man still bought. So I felt that, oh, she gave a good report and all that. But it was now where Westwood was selling for, the way Westwood was going up in price. And the man was like, what? You should have forced me, like, you should have talked me into buying more plots. This and that. It was now suddenly my fault. I'm like, the one plot that you bought, Seth, it was almost like you almost didn't want to, like, before you responded, it was like, actually, the truth is that my sister didn't give me a good report. It was just, I just decided on my own that regardless, let me go for it. I said, you see, and that's the point I'm trying to make with this video. You've got to, even though you're going to send relatives, right? Some of you that have relatives in Lagos and you feel like you have to involve a relative, even if you're going to do that, make sure you're not just taking decisions solely on what they've said. You know, if a lawyer is telling you this land is committed, don't think about it. Be gone, like, be done with it. But if somebody is telling you, it's too far, the road is not good, and you don't intend to even live there now, so what's your business with the road right now? You understand? So you've got to think beyond what they are telling you. You've got to, and that's why we have, thank God for search engines. You can find out more about an estate, more about a property, before you send someone there. So you have some information by yourself, and you can call me and ask any questions you want to ask about a particular property, you know, and then so that you have some information that can help you make a decision, and you're not just relying solely on, you know, what a relative, you know, tells you. If this man had decided just to take his sister's word for it and not invest at all in Westwood, look at what would have happened, how much he would have lost, the kind of return. And he is an investor, you know, so he looks for good properties and invest. So he would have still put his money somewhere, but I doubt, because this same person was telling me how he invested in Benin and it's been several years and the property is still worth the same amount of money. So he buys property here and there, you know, but when you're investing, you're looking for an investment that gives you good return, right? So my advice from this, and what I'm trying to drive home with this, is that do not rely on just what your relative tells you from an inspection they did to make an informed decision. You know, do your own research, speak with a professional, and whether some of you want to believe it or not, or whether you want to trust us or not, we are the professionals. We are the ones that are here. We are the ones that have been in this business for years. We are the ones that have seen how things have gone up, seen areas that things are favored, seen areas that things, you know, doesn't favor. We are the one. So we are the one you should be talking to. Even though true, we are trying to sell, because that's what we do. That's what that's part of what we do. That's how we make money. That's how we earn, you know. Everything I do here now, the videos I bring you, the content I bring you, I don't get paid to do that. You understand? If you do not buy from me, I don't make money. So it's understandable that you want to be a little distrustful that, oh, she just wants to sell. But there's a difference when you talk to a professional and the way they are answering your questions and their wealth of information. You should be able to, I don't know, when people say, oh, somebody, you should be able to easily distinguish between, if I make a call, if I'm trying to make a purchase, you know, and I make a call and I expect you to answer some questions that I have, and you're not talking like a professional, you're not talking like you know what you're saying, it's as if you're guessing, then I know not to deal with you already. But obviously when you're talking to a professional, you know a professional and you can distinguish. So even though the professional is also trying to make money, as we all are in whatever field that we are, you know to trust, you know that you can trust what they are saying, you know that you can base your decision on what they are saying. You know, personally, I always say that there's no way I can lie to you. Let me tell you why. Even though I'm trying to make money, I'm partnered with, I'm an independent consultant, right? And I'm partnered with a number of real estate developers. So there are a variety of properties to choose from. If you tell me, hey, this estate is too far, I'll show you the one that is close by. We have them. We have any kind of property you want, we have them. So regardless, if I want to close this sale, I still have something that fits into whatever you're looking for. So there's absolutely no reason to lie. So you should listen to me more than listen to your relative. If something is far, I'll tell you. That's why sometimes I try to give people, oh, from there to there is like 1 hour, 30 minutes. Because some videos will tell you, yeah, it's just 5 minutes. Sometimes I deliberately time those things. You know how long it takes you to drive from the express to this, and I'll tell you the exact minute, because you will still find out. You know, this is how people ruin relationship. When I tell you it's 5 minutes close to this place, and then you come, you find out, no, it's 30 minutes close to that place. That relationship is, you know, the trust is lost. Do you understand? So, that is it. What else do I want to say? Remember too that we are in Nigeria, and I'm not trying to catch who is winch and who is not winch. That's not what I'm trying to do, but involving relatives in transactions, think about it. If, like me, I know the family I come from, I know the kind of people that they are, I know if I can trust them, and if I can't trust them, I know who of the siblings that I can trust, or who of the cousins that I can trust, and those I cannot trust. You know all these things over time, because you've lived with them. So when you're involving relatives, make sure you're involving someone you can trust. Otherwise, you know the normal some Nigerian mentality and the jealousy and the evil thoughts, and the, how they try to do you wrong, or how they try to like spread your business everywhere. So know who you are dealing with. If you're dealing with a relative, a sibling, or their track record over time, when you've seen them, how they deal with you, how they've dealt with other people, I know which of my siblings I'll tell you, oh no, I'm not. I know if I send money, it's gone. Which of my siblings? And I know those that can be like, nah, all this 10 million for me. All this 10 million for me, and they will hold it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you know those to bring it to your private business, you know those to live out of it. So this is still, of course, another video dedicated to keeping you informed, to get you thinking better, thinking practical, in a practical way, right? And then so that you're able to make the right investments when you want to make an investment, whether you're buying for private use, whether you're buying to, for the future returns from it. Whatever it is, just make the right decision, and so that you're maximizing your chances, you're maximizing opportunities, you're putting your money where you know it can work better for you. So that's just what this video is also about. I understand the sentiments when it comes to relatives, and then some of you will be like, I'll send the money to my relative, then my brother or my sister or my uncle, and then it will be the one making the payments. I'm like, Why are you sending the money to your relative? Why are you involve them in inspection if you want, but when it comes to physical cash, please, except you can vouch for the person, because money changes people. Like, Nigeria is hard, it's hard to make money, it's hard to come up with money, and people have this perception that everybody who lives abroad have money. So we've seen, endlessly this continues to happen and happen, of how relatives, a brother, a sister, did suddenly turned on a sibling who lives abroad because of money issue, because they've been sending money down, because story entered money. We've seen it ruin relationships for too long. That is why the company's account is there. Like, you are not even supposed to send money to any consultants. I've had clients who struggle to make payments, and I could have easily just said, send it to my account, let me pay, because they have the money in dollars and the currency that are not Nigerian currency, and they have to pay in Nigerian currency. So sometimes they are like, oh, how did they convert it to naira? And all I help them do is help them do research, help them recommend some services that my clients have used, either clients in UK or clients in US, services that they've used where you pay in foreign currencies and they pay the equivalent to the company. Just pay directly to the company's account. The company is a business. You can sue them or do whatever if something goes wrong, but you can't, a sibling, you can't get your money back. Well, it's not just that you can't get your money back, you just ruin a relationship for nothing. It's a test that you usually don't have to do, except you have to do it. Like I said, there are people you can trust, siblings, friends, and all that. There are people you can trust based on their track record. But also know that even based on that, some people can be going through a very challenging situation and need money badly, and they do it, they take your money. It's not because they are trying to hurt you, but because this money just lands in their account and they are in dire need for it, and then they feel, oh, let me survive first and think about the consequences later. I mean, what's the worst she can do? She's my friend, she's not going to arrest me, she's not going to do this, and she's not going to call the cops on me. So that's it. Let me not make this longer than it should be. Until I come your way again, my name is Carrie Toje. Again, subscribe, and thank all of you, because I've just I'm now over 1,000 subscribers, growing slowly but surely. So I thank all of you that wait for my video, that enjoy my video, and all of you that come, that DM me to tell me, send me a WhatsApp message to tell me that, oh, you enjoyed this, your information is helpful, you're doing such a great job, keep it up. It means a lot. It means a lot, because it's not like if I don't do this, I can't sell. We have a lot of colleagues who are not good with talking, but not that just talking. When you put a video in front of a person, that they can start to stutter, even when they don't naturally do that, so they don't do that. We have people who use different marketing techniques, right? But this is something I do because I love to do it. I love that I'm helping people out there. I love to inform you, because a lot of you that watch this don't even patronize me, and some of you, I must say, come to me, acquire all the knowledge you want to, the information you want to get, and then you disappear. I don't see you anymore. I don't know if you went to buy from someone else. I don't know if it's that you don't. And why is it so difficult? If you make inquiry, right, and you're not willing to move ahead here, why not just say, okay, truth is, I'm just making inquiry, I'm not ready to move ahead yet. So some of you just become unresponsive. Like, I start to worry that, oh, I've put in so much time, I pick your calls. See, I pick calls 2 a.m., 1 a.m. Nigerian time, 12 a.m. I chat 3 a.m. As long as I'm awake and I see that message, I respond. That's how dedicated I am to what I do. And then after you've responded, you've given this person so much time. When it comes time to buy, you no longer hear from them. Why now? Look, now they're using our conscience. Like, seriously, you know your girl has to make money, and seriously now, let's even leave the play part out of it, right? Even though I do like to play, let's leave the play part out of it. You want to make sure that the person you are working with is somebody that can stand by you. Buying a property is just the beginning, especially with upcoming estates. What if your land is not allocated? What if it takes time for your land to be allocated? What if you contact the company tomorrow and they can't find your document? I keep the document of like the soft copies of all of my clients. When you call me and you're having problem and the company cannot find your receipt and all that, I go to your folder that has your name on it and check which document they've sent you that I've saved there. All for future purpose, that if there's something comes up and the other party is denying, I have my copy to show if you can't find your copy. So that's why I said it's a relationship. It's an ongoing relationship. So when you've dealt with someone that you can't go back with and deal with again, or you can't go back with and ask questions again, because, well, they've sold and they've earned whatever benefit they want to earn on that transaction years ago. I have people who have sold to 3 years ago calling me to say, oh, this, that, and I can still follow them up and I can still answer them. You know, in my early days in the business, I had someone who bought a land, right? And it was on the express. You know, if you checked one of my videos when I said do not buy land on the express, in that Ibeju-Lekki express, if you've not seen the video, there's a link up there to it. Just check out the video where I talked about, you know, don't buy a land on the express. Even if it's approved extension, don't buy it, you know, because of possible government wahala later in the future. But this was something I learned over years in the business. I didn't know it when I was just coming up. I didn't think about things like that, you know. So this person bought it, and only for us to find out later that land is not even a extension in the process, it's committed land. And I was like, committed? Immediately I heard it, I went to search for my client's number, because I know, oh, I sold from this place. And then I go, see, look at what I found out. To try and contact the company right now to change you from that estate to another, because they have another of their estate that's, you know, still ahead. They have another of their land that is still ahead, right? Not far from that place that much, but just after like a pine. So I was like, tell them to put you there, because he bought it with the impression that, oh, it's an extension in process land, and the land was just on the express, you know. To find out that it was committed, I was like, do that. How many people would do that? That's why I say this thing is a relationship. So when you want to work with someone, don't just work with someone because you see a nice video. Oh, she has the best video of... I do need to improve my inspection videos, right? But don't just buy it from someone because you're seeing she has the best video. Oh, a video, the way she showed this property. That, yeah, it's fine. You've seen the property. Now, who can you trust to work with at the end of it? I have a client, shout out to Mr. Olaniyi. Mr. Olaniyi came to me. I was like, okay, I'm interested in the Meeting Estate. Meeting Estate is one of Landways estate that they just recently launched, right? And it was like, I really want to work with you, but I choose to work with you. I'd seen the video somewhere else in YouTube before I now saw it on your channel, but I've been following your videos, so I'd rather work with you. He knows why he wants to work with me, right? It's that relationship, it's that trust that you built. It's not from seeing a video that glows. And really, I'm still contemplating whether I want to use professional videos for site inspections, because I am someone that likes to present a site the way it is. And sometimes when I see videos of these nice cameras that video an estate and the way they are looking all posh, I'm like, that estate is not that posh. Do you understand? I understand from the part of a marketer and you trying to sell, you want to give your, you know, the properties this perceived value. This, I understand all of that. But you see my phone camera, will still give it a nice touch, but not over exaggerate things, which is why I'm still debating whether I want to go start using such professional cameras for site inspections or not. I'm on the fence on it, and I'm still deciding. So don't just see a nice video, look at the video and probably come back and look at my own that I used a normal phone camera to check, so that you compare and you see the actual true. My own is, I do not try to deceive. Because if I buy something with a perceived value that it doesn't have and I see it, I know I'll be pissed. I know I will not be impressed, right? So that's how I think. Basically, I live my life on what you want others to do for you, do it for others. What you won't take, don't do it to others. That's just how I live my life. So I'll end it at that, and then let me know what you think. If you have a question, if you have an objection, if you have anything. And Of course, you can send me your reviews. I've not talked about this before, but please, some of you that come to my chat and then tell me I'm doing a good job and all that. However you truly feel about what I do, pen it down and send to me, right? I have a website, can use it there. We use reviews just to let people, because it's difficult. When you drop reviews, you're actually paying it forward. Do you know why? Not just to me, but to the next person that wants to invest, because you follow this person over time, you know that you can trust this person, so you leave a review, so that your brother that also lives in the US, that your friend, by your brother I don't necessarily mean a relative, I just mean a Nigerian that lives abroad, can see that review and like, okay, some people have worked with her and they can work with her. So send me reviews, please. Of course, you also know my website. You can use the contact form on the website to email me your review. I enjoy reading reviews. It keeps me going, right? And then is your own way, little way of paying it forward. Thank you so much for your time. And until I come your way again, my name is Kari Toje, the trusted real estate consultant in Lagos. The lady you can trust to tell you how it is, give it to you 100 and keep it real at all times. I'm that person. I'll tell you the way it is. So, to call me for your next real estate investment. Even if there are some properties I don't have the video of, I'm trying to do more inspections, try to cover more sites, so that I bring the actual options, the more options, because we have a whole lot of options, but only a few of them I bring to you, so that those options will be there. But I can't possibly cover all estates. So if you see an estate, even though you didn't see it on my channel, you see an estate, talk to me about it first. I've had people come to ask me, okay, this estate, I just saw it, is it okay, is it good? If there's something I can tell you about it, I'll tell you about it. And then if you want me to work with you on it, I'll be glad. So thank you so much for watching. Until I come your way again, it's bye for now. Bye bye. Still stay away from the pandemic, please. Wear your mask. Thank you. Bye.